go.
Here we are. Hey there, Cutler. How are you feeling today?
Oh, you're so adorable. I can't stand
Yeah. So, Cutler is now 20 weeks old.
Yes.
I know, it's so fast.
So
but,
fast.
There's quite a lot that he's learned to do in the Otteroo since we started him around 6 weeks, which is really early for you, buddy. But it's been great. He just woke up from a nap, so he's a little bit chill. But yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about all the wonderful things that I initially did to kind of get him to a stage where he's actually splashing and moving and rolling over, which is really fantastic. A lot of it I learned from Stacy, the physical therapist, infant physical therapist that we have on board. So I thought it might be fun to go over. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about body awareness.
Yeah.
And how he's kind of learned to do it in the water, which is a great setting. Because in air, he's just being carried around most of the time. He's not really feeling his various limbs and parts. And babies, when they're younger, he's just getting down the fact that he has feet and that these things are connected to him and how he can use his arms. That's only the last few weeks, really.
Yep.
So initially, when we put him in, remember, like, he didn't move his arms much, he didn't move his legs much.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. But now he's moving around. So what I used to do, just for body awareness, is kind of go moving back and forth in the tub. And you still love it, right? You still love it. So he can really feel the water surrounding his legs and his arms.
Because he would never get that otherwise. I mean, he's just kind of inert sitting there.
Exactly. And what's really great is that, when he moves his legs and arms in the water, which feels more natural to him now because he's older, but before, he barely moved his arms and legs when he was only a few weeks old.
Yeah, right.
But this way, when he moved it in the water, which is so much easier to do in the water because of, the less gravitational pull, the buoyancy, right, buddy? It's so much easier to move in the water. Splashy. He's like, what? He can feel the water, moving across his legs and skin as he moves. So he's like, oh, I moved my leg, and it feels a certain way instead of randomly moving it in air and not really registering as much.
Right.
So the water really helps it.
There's actually some resistance there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I really loved about him going in the Otteroo, because it almost felt like I was helping him discover his hands and feet.
Yeah.
As he played and splashed and learned that they were there.
I have limbs.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so exciting.
Yeah. And one thing that's great to do, especially for, first his arm awareness, is if he's not doing anything, to take both his arms and go like splash. Not only do they love it because it's splashing, right? He loves splashing, right? Doesn't he love splashing when you put him in?
He splashed me in the face.
All the time now. But yeah, by taking his arms out of the water and splashing like this.
Yep.
He really learns that number one, he has these arms.
He has arms.
And two, that he can move them, not just in the water, but in and out. And when he starts to mimic it after a while, he's not gonna get it right away.
Right.
Yeah. It's also great strength training for his arms too, because it's hard to lift the arm out of the water and back in again.
Yeah.
It's actually more effort than doing it, sometimes on land to really get it that high. So splashy.
Yeah, and he has this impact on the outside world with his own body.
Yeah, exactly. It's great cause and effect, especially when you get the splashing sound and the splashing action. But yeah, what's great to do also is if they're not doing anything, if he's not doing anything, to just take his legs and splash too. And not to forget both sides. Or just moving one of them if one of them is staying still and the other one keeps on moving.
He does that a lot. He locks one leg.
Yeah.
And then his left leg seems to move around a lot.